Welcome to Slash Forward. In this bonus episode, we're going to take a few minutes to explore the 2019 creature feature, Crawl. Let's get to it. We open on a Floridian swim meet, and through various scenes of warm-ups and athleticism, we find our main character, Haley, displaying her own laser-focused competitiveness. Despite this, however, she comes up short, which seems to be a disappointingly recurring theme for her. We come to discover that all this drama is unfolding during the initial stages of a hurricane. Haley's sister Beth calls to see if she's heard from their estranged father, who's been unresponsive to contact attempts and who they imagine to be the sort to try to tough it out, like a natural badass. Haley drives out to check on him, getting radio alerts that really set the Florida atmosphere for us.
To not shoot guns into the hurricane. What?
She eventually comes upon a closed intersection where, despite knowing Sheriff Wayne and the fact that he still burns a candle for her sister Beth, she's not allowed to pass through. Luckily, she's driving the trail-rated 2012 Jeep Liberty and chooses to enter no man's land on her own, demonstrating that her conspicuously absent bumper nuts are in her heart. She arrives at his condo, finding both his dog and heavy evidence of nostalgia-based depression, but no daddy. So she heads out to her childhood home, currently in escrow since their family fell apart. The weather picks up on the way, ensuring that this will be her last stop, but his truck is there, so that's a good sign. Inside, things are again eerily calm. She tries his phone, only to discover that the call is coming from inside the house. Sugar leads her to the basement, and she soon finds herself mucking around in a dank, rat-infested crawl space. She comes across his jacket and radio, and then some slightly more unnerving evidence of his presence before finding his unconscious body. His shoulder wound confirms 'tweren't no heart attack, so she loads him up on a tarp and starts dragging him out. As she approaches the stairs, we get some evidence of what might have happened, and she's a biggin. She makes several growly faces as Haley drags her dad back behind the safety of the pipes. Dave finally joins the party, revealing he suffered a simple, open spiral compound fracture of the leg. As if on cue, one of Haley's Instagram posts starts blowing up, and she's got to keep her interaction rates up, so she slowly ventures out to retrieve it. When she decides to make a call from outside her hovel, it gives a gator a chance to double back on her and snag a tenderloin off her hammy. When she gets free, we discover this is no double back, it was a tag team. Her phone gets smashed, and she gets to have the novel experience of straight up eye gouging a dinosaur before sequestering herself into a separate nook. They do a quick call out.
Are you hurt?
Nah, it's good. Hey, why don't you worry about your own protruding body parts, Dave? As the water rises, they both try to find alternate means of escape. Dave takes a minute to gross us out by diddling his wound back into place. Haley sees some folks outside and hopes they'll help, although they appear to just be really strong profiteers. This thief, however, may be developing a heart of gold as he notices her signal for help. Unfortunately, we never find out his intentions because he and his partners quickly become alligator food in their own cinematic ways. After trying and failing to escape from an alternate hatch, they hear some official rescuers show up and make their way in. We see that it's Wayne, come to see if Beth ever still has dreams about him. They manage to warn him of the gators, but he gets distracted by Pete's rudeness in not responding, which results in him getting bit in half. Pete then gets disassembled in the front yard, while Wayne wonders wistfully if Beth still considers him a snack. Haley then swims off real fast. Remember that? From the beginning? And manages to reunite with her father.
I never thought it would end like this.
What? Why are you thinking about ends? You're a fetus. They take a moment to work through some emotions and make amends in a conversation that warms the cockles of our hearts. I mean, seriously, my cockles are flaming right now, dude. He then lays down a Jaws-like distraction for Haley, who emerges alligator style. Dave is left going brick to face, eventually putting the gator down with a spade. Now they're just down to every other alligator in Florida, so Haley goes for the drain pipe the gators strolled in through. When she finds old Greg's lair, she discovers a medicine ball all covered in teats, along with evidence the gators actually live there. Oh, it's nature. They're murdering for natural purposes. She gently removes the Glock from Wayne's waterlogged corpse and finds it easier to hit her target from inside. She then tries to work up a good infection in her wounds as she shimmies down the pipe, while her dad struggles to find an opportunity to breathe. She manages to emerge from the water just ahead of a large gator. She breaks in, and Sugar leads her to Dave's location. She's almost there when he decides to take in a couple lungfuls of brackish water. But she gets him out, and despite the lack of compressive force she applies in her CPR, she does manage to punch him back to life. They then plan to flee by proceeding as quietly as possible. Unfortunately, right in the damn middle, they hit the eye of the storm, revealing the degree to which nature wants them dead. At Dave's encouragement, Haley swims for the boat, motivated to a PR by a squad of relentless killing machines. Right as they get in, the flood wall breaks, dumping them back into the house. They try to make it high ground, but Dave is just so fatigued from bearing weight on his severed femur. He thinks he hits the jackpot when a flare jar floats by, but as we all know, road flares are like gator candy. So this one snaps his arm off like a dipping stick it was tired of licking. Together, but Dave totally wrecked. They make a final attempt for the roof, but get split up, resulting in Haley getting death rolled. Thankfully, the power of childhood experience allows her to grab the flare and compel her release. She's pulled to the roof where father and daughter, having reached the pinnacle of personal growth through duress, hold hands and calmly die. Just kidding, it's actually an epic scene of redemption and rescue, and she never went in the water again. And that was Crawl, an excellent recent entry into the nature-themed horror genre. You really do have to be careful out there, based on a true story. If you enjoyed the video, I'd love for you to become a part of the channel by subscribing. Thanks for watching.